I believe in giving people a second chance, but I think it's no good for a residential neighborhood, plus with the playground, and there is a lot of kids floating around here.
New at 5:30, neighbors saying they don't want a drug rehab home so close to where they live. A church in Clairton says it wants to help recovering addicts in the Mon Valley.
But the plan has sparked a big fight that's now in the courts. Investigator Andy Sheehan has the story.
It's been hard times in Clairton since the steel jobs left and unemployment and the opioid crisis moved in. As a 25-year state parole agent working here, Joyce Douglas has seen the lethal impact of heroin.
Of course, death and loss, collateral damage on the families, children, parents, grandparents.
Douglas's hopes have been to turn the old St. Paulinus Church and rectory building into Cornerstone, a residential home for men recovering from addiction, and provide 8 to 10 recovering addicts a safe harbor to eat, sleep, and learn to live a clean and sober life.
Beautiful building.
It is. It's gorgeous. The stone is beautiful.
But the project has hit a wall. The city of Clairton says the use is not permitted in a residential zone and has denied Douglas an occupancy permit. Several neighbors have made their opposition clear.
This just has been a nice, quiet neighborhood for as long as I can remember. I grew up in this neighborhood, and this just isn't the kind of thing that we want to promote here.
Now both sides have squared off in both federal and common pleas court, with the judge expected to rule shortly on whether the project can move ahead. The mayor declined comment, but former addict and chief operating officer Jim said has a personal stake in the project.
I had a sober living residence myself that I lived in, but in my case it was federal prison.
Cornerstone is working with local employers and wants to turn the church sanctuary into a job and skills training center to help the addicts make a successful transition.
This is what we're going to provide here. We'll provide the safety net, we'll provide the employment, family reunification, and an opportunity to transition into a full pro-social productive life.
Still, even though none of the men will have had a history of violence, the neighbors say safety remains their chief concern.
I believe in giving people a second chance, but I think it's no good for a residential neighborhood, plus with the playground, and there is a lot of kids floating around here, so who knows, what could happen.
The need is great, but the opposition is strong. And while we'd all like to solve the opioid crisis, folks don't necessarily want that being done in their neighborhood. In Clairton, Andy Sheehan, KDKA-TV News.